Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going deep into atomism.
Oh, nice.
I know you guys love this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking specifically at some excerpts from Testo Incolato, and those are all about Democritus's ideas.
Great.
So we're going to be kind of looking at how his theories, get this, connect to modern physics in a way that might just blow your mind.
It's amazing, how a theory from the 5th century BCE
Wow.
could be so prescient.
Yeah, so like to even grasp that,
Yeah.
let's set the stage a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So Democritus, pre-Socratic philosopher, right?
Yeah.
He's often called the
father of atomism.
father of atomism,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing. Very little of his work
No.
actually survives.
Right. We're working with just fragments and interpretation.
Fragments and interpretations.
Yeah.
So what can we really say?
Well, even from those fragments, we get a glimpse into like a revolutionary mind, Yeah.
Back when most people thought the world was made of like earth, air, fire, water.
Earth, air, fire, water.
Right.
He proposed something completely different. Tiny particles.
Tiny particles.
About atoms.
Atoms. Okay, so we had this whole system.
Yeah.
Right. What made these atoms so special?
Well, he believed that they had different
Okay.
shapes and sizes,
Right.
and that the variety of substances
Right.
we see comes from those different shapes.
Oh, okay.
So imagine smooth, round atoms
Okay.
making up water,
Okay.
jagged, hooked atoms forming like a solid rock.
So basically, like, the building blocks
Well,
determine what we see.
Exactly. But he also said they're not just static.
Okay.
They're constantly moving, colliding and combining in this void,
Empty space.
which is pretty similar to our modern idea of space.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everything we see, touch, taste is just these tiny particles
Bumping around in empty space.
bumping around? Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and then even crazier, right?
Yeah.
So he says
He says the qualities
color or
wait,
taste
color, taste.
don't actually belong to the atoms.
Right.
They're just like from
their interaction.
their interaction. So like the redness of an apple
Yeah.
isn't in the apple.
It's created in our perception.
Whoa, that's got to be a wild idea back then.
That was totally radical.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
But it kind of foreshadows
whoa.
how we understand perception today,
Yeah, okay. Mind officially blown. But this is more than just like
Right.
the physical world,
It
right?
has philosophical
Yeah.
implications too.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
So it challenged a lot of the beliefs of the time.
Oh,
Like materialism, for example. This idea that everything,
can be explained by matter and motion.
so no gods, no spirits.
No need for them.
Wow.
Just atoms.
Okay.
The only one thing.
So that's got to be controversial.
Oh, yeah.
There's more though, right?
Well, there's
You said something about determinism.
determinism. So because the atoms move according to these fixed laws,
Okay.
everything that happens
Uh-huh.
is just a result of cause and effect, leading to this like predetermined path for the universe.
Wait, hold on. So are we just puppets?
Well, that's the question, right?
I don't like that.
Philosophers have been debating this for centuries.
Centuries.
Determinism is a tough one.
It's unsettling.
It is,
Like
but
that.
it's a testament to how powerful
No.
Democritus's ideas were
Okay.
that we're still talking about this.
That we're still talking about. Okay, so we got to talk about Epicurus too, right?
Right. Ethics.
Comes later,
Yeah.
takes Democritus's ideas. Yeah, but he adds his own twist.
Okay, what's he adding?
Well, he keeps the atoms moving in the void,
Yeah.
but he introduces this concept, called the Kleineman.
The Kleineman?
What is that? Imagine those atoms moving, and then suddenly
Yeah.
a slight swerve, a little deviation from their path.
Oh, okay.
That's the Kleineman.
So maybe we're not puppets after all.
It's a possibility.
Okay, what's Epicurus' whole deal then?
Well, Democritus was all about
Yeah.
the mechanics of the universe,
Aye.
but Epicurus,
Yeah.
he wanted to apply this to
Oh,
how to live a good life.
so it's not just science, it's like a guide to life.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
He saw it as a way to be happy
Okay.
and free from fear.
Free from fear, I like that.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So we were talking about atoms and the void and how that all works,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking there's got to be more to this, right?
There is. So we talked about like the science and the philosophy,
Yeah.
but there's also like the ethics of it all.
The ethics. Okay.
You know, how did this influence
Right.
how we view right and wrong?
So if everything's just like atoms bumping around,
Right.
does that mean there's like no morality?
Well, Democritus himself didn't really lay out like an ethical system,
Okay.
but his ideas, they kind of paved the way for later theories.
Okay, how so?
Well, by shifting the focus away from the supernatural,
Okay.
he opened up new ways of thinking about human behavior.
Okay, so instead of looking to the gods for like guidance.
People started considering
Yeah.
human nature
Right.
and the laws of the universe.
Okay, so it's like if everything's made of atoms
Right.
and those atoms follow laws,
Yeah.
then maybe there's like a natural order to how we act too.
Exactly. Like the Stoics.
Oh, the Stoics, yeah.
They were really influenced by this.
Okay.
They thought virtue and happiness came from accepting that natural order.
But then what about free will?
That's the tricky part.
Right.
The Stoics believed
Yeah.
that even though things might be predetermined,
Okay.
we still have control over
That's what.
our attitudes,
Okay.
our
Yeah.
responses to what happens.
So it's not about like changing destiny.
Right.
It's about how we react to it.
Yeah, it's like finding freedom
Yeah.
within the constraints.
That's deep, man.
It is. It's nuance.
Okay, but what about Epicurus?
Oh, yeah, he was all about
Yeah.
using atomism for happiness.
Right, like a guide to happiness.
Exactly. Understanding the universe.
Yeah.
No afterlife to fear that
Oh,
could liberate us from anxiety.
So no gods to worry about.
Yeah.
No, like, what happens after we die?
Yeah.
That's pretty freeing.
It is. He thought we could focus on
Yeah.
maximizing pleasure, minimizing pain.
Well, that sounds a little hedonistic. No.
Well, not exactly.
Okay.
He made a distinction between
Oh, well.
different kinds of pleasure. He emphasized mental pleasures,
Like what?
friendship,
Okay.
intellectual stuff,
Right.
over just like bodily pleasures.
So it's not just about indulging.
Right. It's about finding
Yeah.
lasting satisfaction,
Okay, I get it.
meaningful experiences.
But not everyone was cool with this whole atomism thing, right?
Oh, definitely not.
Like, who are the main critics?
Well, the religious folks, of course,
Yeah, makes sense.
they believed in a creator, a soul, an afterlife.
Yeah.
Atomism kind of stomped all over that.
It's like, nope, just atoms in the void.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Ouch. Anyone else?
Yeah. Philosophers like Aristotle,
Okay.
he wasn't a fan.
What was his beef?
Well, he saw everything as having a purpose.
Right, like a goal.
Exactly. Like the acorn's meant to be an oak tree.
Right.
He thought the universe was governed by teleology.
Teleology.
This idea that everything has a reason.
Okay.
And that clashed with the
The
whole...
randomness of it all.
Yeah, like atoms just bumping around.
So it's like purpose versus randomness.
At the core of it, yeah.
Okay, but beyond the philosophy,
Yeah.
did anyone like scientifically disagree?
Well, remember, back then,
Yeah.
science wasn't really
Right?
a thing the way we think of it now.
It was more philosophical back then.
Yeah, so the criticisms were mostly philosophical or religious.
It wasn't until much later that,
Yeah, modern chemistry, physics.
okay.
They started to back up the idea of atoms.
So Democritus was way ahead of his time.
Way ahead.
It's like he had this idea,
Yeah.
and then centuries later, science was like, hold on, he might be onto something.
It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, what do you think he'd say if he could see
Oh, imagine.
like atoms through a microscope?
Or learning about
Yeah,
protons, neutrons, electrons.
on the mechanics.
Mind-blowing, right?
He thought they were indivisible, the smallest things.
Yeah.
Now we know, like, not even close.
It's way more complex.
Right. But I bet he'd still be psyched.
Oh, absolutely. To see his idea. At the heart of it all,
It's like he gave us the blueprint,
the blueprint.
and then science just took it from there.
Built upon it, yeah.
That's incredible.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've talked about the ethics,
Yeah.
the criticisms, how it all connects to science now.
Yeah.
And in this last part, we got to talk about
The legacy.
the legacy of Democritus, right?
Yeah.
Like, what did he really give us? Welcome back to our deep dive on Democritus and atomism. It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And you know what strikes me?
So what's that?
Just how relevant Democritus's ideas still are.
Yeah, I mean, when we started this, I thought we were going to be talking about some, like, ancient theory.
Yeah.
But it's clear this is, like, woven into everything we know about science today.
Absolutely. It's the foundation of how we understand the physical world.
So, like, give me an example.
Chemistry, physics, biology,
right.
medicine, engineering,
All of them.
all based on the idea of atoms.
So like this one idea,
Yeah.
it's had this like massive impact.
Huge. And it's not just the breadth,
Oh,
but the depth too.
what do you mean?
We've gone from these simple, indivisible atoms
Right. Democritus's idea.
to this world of subatomic particles,
Right.
quantum mechanics,
Right.
nuclear energy.
It's like he opened up this whole
Yeah.
new universe of discovery.
And who knows what else is out there.
Right. Like what's next?
We're still trying to figure out quantum mechanics,
Yeah.
the true nature of reality.
That's a lot.
It is. And the search for new particles.
Right. New forces, like it never ends.
It's ongoing.
Okay. So much to discover, but for now,
Yeah.
let's talk about Democritus's legacy. Like, what did he really contribute?
Well, first off, the concept of the atom itself.
Okay. That's a big one.
It changed how we view matter.
Right. Like completely.
That started everything.
Beyond that.
I think his focus on a materialistic worldview,
Let's explain that.
that everything can be explained by
Amazing.
matter and motion.
So no like supernatural stuff.
No need for it.
Okay.
Just the physical world.
That's a big shift.
It is. It led to,
A more rational, scientific approach.
it challenged religion, right?
Definitely encourage people to look for natural explanations.
Okay, so it's not just science.
Right. It influenced
Philosophy,
the
ethics,
big time.
Take determinism, free will, happiness, meaning.
All of it.
And we're still talking about this stuff today.
Exactly. That's amazing.
So as we wrap this up,
Yeah.
what's the one thing you want our listener to remember?
I'd say remember the power of curiosity
Okay.
and to question everything.
Don't just accept things.
Right, like Democritus did.
He had this crazy idea that changed everything.
He challenged the status
Hey,
quo.
look where we are now.
It shows you the power of just one idea
Yeah, these tiny invisible things.
and how they changed our understanding of everything.
The universe, ourselves.
It all started with curiosity.
Well, that's about it for our deep dive
Thanks for joining us.
into the world of Democritus and atomism. We'll see you next time.